Welcome to Choosing Love Again, a podcast born from heartbreak and hope. Statistics show that 40 to 50% of marriages end in divorce, and sadly, I, Angela Lewis, am part of that statistic. I believe if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So instead of letting my story end in disappointment, I chose to let it begin with purpose. Here, we sit down with married couples who are doing the work, not just surviving, but thriving. We uncover their wisdom and the secret sauce that keeps their love strong. So lean in, open your heart, and let's choose love again. Welcome to the Choosing Love Again podcast. I'm your host, Angela Lewis. I can tell you this, I'm so excited about our guests today. They are my colleagues at my Keller Williams West Atlanta office. I'm happy to welcome to the stage Alexis and James Kirklin III.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You are so welcome. We're really excited. I know you and I have been talking probably over the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a while.
So I'm glad that we were able to make it happen, okay?
For sure.
So I want to get started. First of all, just tell us, how long have you two been married?
Less than a year. We got married on July 7th of last year.
How long have you guys been together, though?
This July will make, 9 years?
Yeah, 9 years.
9 years. So we started at 19 years old.
Yeah.
What?
19 years old.
Oh, so did you all go to the same high school or what?
Went to the same high school.
Same high school, different colleges, but rekindled in college.
I got it.
Have been going ever since.
That is so cool. So cool. So take us back then to the beginning. Like, how did you two meet?
You can take that.
I feel like it was meant to be. So I was in a sorority in college and we were having a date night. And I was going through the guys in my old friend group from high school. And I was like, James was second on my list. And I was like, hey, we're having a date night on so-and-so date. If you're in town, you should come. And he happened to be in town because I think he was injured.
No, remember?
Your season ended.
Our season ended.
His baseball season ended early. And he was in town to get a tattoo. And so he ran from his tattoo appointment to my date night. And we've been inseparable since.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that. See, that's what he does. You might put him in number 2, but this is a number 1 position guy, okay?
I appreciate it.
Wow. So you two then saw the value of basically having a committed relationship early. So tell me, what would you say that you could see that early in life, that marriage and a committed relationship is really something good to work towards?
I mean, I feel like I had to grow into what we became, because back in the day, I guess I didn't see it because I never saw it growing up. And it was kind of one of those things where it kind of got curated over time, especially with building a relationship with her family and seeing just a different ideal of what I actually wanted as opposed to what I saw growing up.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yep. So me and her dad are as thick as thieves now. And they've been together how long? Almost 40 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Almost 40 years. My parents were together for a good amount of time, but it wasn't always, rainbows, as I should say. So it kind of shows me the route that I want to go down when seeing her parents and seeing her family friends and things of that nature. So, we started at 19.
Wow.
So now 24, 25, 26, that's where I was like, okay, now I'm really seeing what I want my life to look like. Because when you're 19, 20, 21, you don't really think the way down the line.
Exactly.
You don't really think like that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that is so cool. Now, you mentioned you all were at 2 different colleges. So what college did you
I played baseball at Jacksonville State University in Alabama. Okay. It was only about a 2-hour drive from where she went to school at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. That is wonderful. So being married now and being in a relationship for all these years, what would be maybe one of the biggest lessons you say that it has taught you?
Almost over communicate.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Communicate.
We don't ever really argue, but when we do, it's always over
petty stuff.
The dumbest things you've ever heard of. They're not real arguments. So we have a family calendar in our Apple calendar now so that we can see each other's schedules. We don't forget things. We make sure that we know where both of us are headed, what we're doing that day and all the things, because when we don't communicate, we run into these issues, I would say.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Over communicate. And we've learned that even in counseling and all that, because a lot of things can get lost in the weeds
Yeah.
if you
Yes.
don't communicate and express how you're feeling at that exact moment. I'm
Right.
bad about that. Because I always tell her, I'm like, I don't need for much. So if I feel like I'm not getting something, I'll like
Right.
try to shoot off. And then after about 4 or 5 things, I'll be like, well, I didn't say anything about this, and this. But I've learned that now you can just say something like, hey, this is how this made me feel, or hey, can you just help me out with this real quick, rather than
Gotcha.
expecting something, because
Right.
people can't read our mind.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I love that. Now, you mentioned counseling. So that means that you do see the value of actually having, I call it, a person on your team.
For sure.
You know,
for sure.
that is neutral, that can help you with guidance. So you believe in that.
Oh yeah, we did it before we got married, and I think the best coaches have coaches.
Absolutely.
And like we said, we don't really ever argue. So like a lot of times it's just a way to get off, what we've been thinking, good or bad.
Exactly.
And just saying like, hey, what you told us last time, that's been really working. We appreciate it. Or I've been lacking a little here.
Right.
And then, let's fix it. Let's get in front of it.
I love it. I
Mhm.
love that. So I understand now that you are getting ready to complete your MBA program,
am.
Alexis, right? And actually, after we filmed today, you're headed off to
Morocco. and
Morocco
Portugal.
for how many weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. So 2 MBA grads. That means you guys definitely, I see you as a power couple.
Thank you.
What is maybe something like a myth that people might have about power couples that you want to debunk?
What, that we don't have any problems ourselves? We do so much.
Yeah.
We do so much. And it gets a lot overwhelming a lot of times.
Mhm.
Like, people don't understand how little we can go without, or how long we can go without seeing each other. She can be at school and at work, and I can be showing, and I can be at this listing and this and this and this. And we look up and it's Thursday and we've hardly hung out.
Oh
So
my
it's one of those things
gosh.
where you really have to be intentional about the time that you spend with your partner.
Uh-huh.
And when you do have those little times that you can get on a quick date night or something, it's very important. Like even last night, it was her last night here, and I'm getting blown up about a closing that was supposed to be tomorrow. And now it's the Monday. And it's just
Okay.
a lot of stuff that you can't control.
Exactly.
So I think that that's one thing I'm doing better about, is like trying to stop having my hand in everything.
Sure.
And understanding that what's meant to be will be.
I got you.
So
Yep.
that's kind of my take on the power couple myth, is that we're all this perfect couple. We got a lot of stuff going on, and kind of
Right.
sometimes that can mean you're not spending as much time with each other.
Gotcha.
What about you? What do you think?
I think that's a really good one. We run around on different schedules every week, and I
Mhm.
feel like sometimes we barely see each other. So I think it's just a matter of like making the intentional time.
Mhm.
So I think that's a good one. And also like that we're unapproachable, in the sense that like we're so busy, or like we're so up in the clouds that like we're not touching grass, but like we're the most normal people you've ever met.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. I do know, like one of my, a pastor in Nashville, one of the things that he always challenged people as you continue to growing, and people have a lot of expectations of you, that you need to set the expectations, meaning like there maybe be some days or hours that you're going to block off as your time.
Yeah.
And you stick to that.
Mhm.
And what happens is, if you grow, as you're growing your team or whatnot, you let them know, like sometimes let's just say you guys have said, okay, Saturdays from the morning to 5, that's our time.
Mhm.
That's our me time, us
Mhm.
time, right?
Mhm.
And then somebody on your team might say, one person wants you to come to a baby shower, whatever. You've got to be firm, because
Yeah.
the moment you say, okay, I'll do it for them, you're losing that. But once they say, you tell them no twice, they realize they won't even come to you with that,
Mhm.
because they know, oh no, that's their time. So they'll be the ones that'll tell you, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pick another day, because those are times that they're not available.
Agreed.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So
For sure.
anyway, that's just a free tip for you. Okay?
Thank you. We're going to use it too. We're going to use it.
Yeah. So tell me, James, because you had an amazing real estate year in 2025.
Right.
I just want to know, well, how did that success impact your marriage?
Did it have a direct impact?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm such a cheerleader.
Yeah. And I mean, when I'm down, when I'm up, she's pretty even keeled. I'm the one that's harder on myself than anything.
Okay.
And it's funny because our counselor told me when I had a little one-on-one session, she was like, James, you are an entrepreneur. You have to realize if you want a job, you're going to have to go get a job. But you got to understand that there's highs and there are lows.
That's right.
And last year was a real high. But realistically, most of the earnings that I made was in a 6 to 8 month span. So it's kind of one of those things that they always say in entrepreneurship, you make most of your money in a certain period of time.
Absolutely.
And with my first month where I came over to the brokerage, I had 6 closing that first month. So that was just a spearhead to the, a great rest of the year. And I would say, I mean, one thing I've learned is I can't put a dollar amount on my happiness.
That's right.
You can't be happy or sad according to how much you're making because it's an industry that'll eat you alive if you let it.
That's right.
So one thing I'm really learning is that whether I got an extra 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, my lifestyle on a day-to-day basis doesn't change. Okay. So I'm trying to stay here between me and Alexis, regardless of how well I'm performing in the real estate field.
That is wonderful. Well, Alexis, I've been seeing you at more and more of like our functions. So do I understand that you guys are teaming now?
We are. I got my license towards the end of last year and we just launched our team a week ago.
A week ago today.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
And what's y'all's team going to be called?
The Kirklin team.
The Kirklin team.
Y'all ready to watch out.
Y'all hear that?
Watch out.
This is Atlanta's new hot coming team, the Kirklin team.
Yes.
Watch out for them.
Thank you. No, we're very excited. I always say Alexis has been cutting deals in the background for years. It was time for her to go ahead and do something. Legally, as I should say.
I got you.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So let's just say that there was friends of yours or a couple or something that maybe they were going through a rough time and they had just throwing my hands up. What would you guys maybe tell them? What piece of advice would you say to a couple that was maybe struggling?
We struggled.
Yeah, we struggled.
I always tell the same story. We struggled between college and like real adult life, like post-grad life. And we actually broke up for
a few months. A few months.
Like 6-ish months. And it was like the best thing that's ever happened, I'm sure, to both of us. James got his real estate license in those 6 months. And I moved out of my parents' house because I was living there during COVID.
Okay.
Got my own apartment and like was living my corporate life over in Buckhead. So like forced me to go be independent because I was almost like so under him and like so concerned about his well-being that I wasn't focusing on myself. So like those 6 months were probably the best thing that's happened to us. But like in a period of like feeling low in your relationship, I feel like almost focusing on yourself is probably the best thing that you can do. And you can always, to an extent, move through tough times.
For sure. I think that if you don't take care of yourself, you can't be your best you for your partner either.
Yeah. That makes so much sense. And it's almost like the analogy, what the airlines say sometimes in the event of an emergency. Put the mask on yourself first.
Exactly.
And then you help, those that are around
Exactly.
you. Okay.
We were going over like how we rank things in our life with our counselor last year.
Yeah.
And I said me first. And then my partner, but I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. I meant it as if I can't take care of myself, then I can't be who I need to be for Alexis.
Yes.
And that's kind of one of those things of when you understand that in a positive way, It's like, hey, I want to be the best me for you.
Right.
That's all it is. I'm not being selfish. I'm being so selfless that I'm willing to be my best self no matter how I'm feeling. And I got to make sure I'm good.
Right. And I do understand that. And I think that's that's something that we have to relearn.
Yes.
Because our culture tends to think that, so once you're married, now you do need to prioritize each other.
Exactly.
And it is important. I went to a marriage retreat once, and one of the things that one of the speakers said that the marital ring, the reason it's round, that it represents a continuous circle. Like the woman should be always caring about the man's needs. And the man should always be caring about the woman's need. And once so it's a continuous circle. And how that circle usually gets broken, because if both people are concerned about both needs, all needs are being met, right? But if selfishness gets in, that's usually what breaks the circle.
Right.
But I think they're talking about selfishness is in like a negative way. But what you're just saying is we've got to teach people to balance, because self-care is so important because you can't give your best on an empty cup.
Right.
So you do have to take time to fill yourself. So what do you guys do for self-care? Like Alexis, well, how do you refill yourself and go and refresh? What do you do?
Honestly, over the past 8 months, I'm probably the worst person to ask that question to, because I like wake up, probably do my homework, go to work all day, do more homework and or go to class. And then on the weekends, I'm doing like real estate stuff or playing tennis.
Yep.
And so
you play tennis?
I do.
Okay, that's cool. Do you get your nails done?
I do.
Okay, that's self-care.
No, getting your nails done is not self-care. It is torture for an hour. You're like, dang, I don't want to be sitting
experiences.
But yeah,
Massages.
I'm a bad person to ask that question because I'm not.
Well, you're just in a season right now. I remember that when I was getting my MBA.
That's why I told her.
You're on the ground.
That's why I told her.
On the grind.
I think that we're gonna appreciate it. We're 27,
right?
Like if she's gonna be done at 28, like I think she's gonna, it'll be well. But it is definitely a season. We feel it.
Yep.
We definitely feel it.
Yep.
But we look up. She's done in December. I mean, it's one of those.
So you'll be finished this December.
Yeah, I'm getting my executive MBA, so it's only a year and a half.
Okay, wonderful. That is so cool. Well, that's what I have too. But mine wasn't global. I didn't get to travel. And I got a lot from the University of Phoenix.
Okay.
But it was here in the Marietta office and whatnot. So I didn't get to go to mine.
We are envisioning a life where she does not have class and we are done on Friday.
Wow.
And that's just it. We can't wait. We're excited for her before kids, obviously.
Right.
Because we've never just been bored. We've never been bored. When we moved in together, we started planning a wedding and this, and she got in school. So we've never just had idle time. So we're anticipating that next year.
We're excited.
Okay. So
excited.
that is good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of anticipating different things in different seasons, are kids in your future?
They are.
Kids are in our future.
They are. But I had a good little heart to heart last year with Alexis. I said, listen, I'm not ready to share you with anybody. Because when you bring a kid in this world, that's the last time it's just y'all.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy reality, considering we've now almost known each other for longer than we haven't in our lifetime. We met at 14.
Wow.
So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So whenever we bring a child in, by the grace of God, I mean, that's going to be the last time that's ever just us again.
Yeah.
You know?
But don't think of it. It's not going to be just the last
Yes,
time.
it is.
Just you.
Yes, it is.
You're just going to have to be intentional and have date nights and all of that.
We haven't. We don't even get to hang out now.
I think you see my relationship with my parents are literally on speed dial. They will drop anything that they're ever doing to answer my phone call. Like they're obsessed with my sister and I.
Yeah.
And so like to that extent, we always say that. We're like, whenever we're done just being the two of us, like that's when we'll consider having kids. But I don't think
we're there yet. Because you got to think, I just said, we never just hung out with us too.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we jump right into that, we never enjoyed just each other.
But definitely take your time. Absolutely. And enjoy each other. But do know that children do add a different dynamic.
We're excited
but sometimes it be a beautiful dynamic. So it is true. Like I'm one of those moms, my son calls and, like I will never let it go to voicemail. I'm going to pick up his call, even if I was saying, well, I'm really busy. And that really irks me. He says, Mom, why don't you just let it go to voicemail? But it's something innate in me. Like, oh, that's my child. And he's 38 years old. So,
That's funny.
So be ready for that.
Right,
so I'm glad that you have awareness of that.
Right.
And whatnot. So, in real estate, we understand that basically having the right foundation is critical when it comes to building a house. What would you two say are really maybe 2 or 3 really foundational things that a couple needs to build a strong, healthy marriage?
Can I start?
Yeah.
Because of course, communication, that's fine. I think being on one accord early around a lot of things, faith, finances, things of that nature. Because you don't want to be figuring it out as you're in the marriage. That's not the time to figure it out. Like Alexis lets me lead on a lot of things, but I don't just lead blindly. I say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think about this? And she says, oh no, I trusted you to begin with, but I appreciate your explanation. So we just gotta have a great understanding of one another and expectations. Setting expectations is also a big, big, big key. We see a lot of friends fall off with one person wants to have kids, one person doesn't want to have kids.
Right.
One person wants to get married this amount of time, one person doesn't. I'm like, how are y'all doing this?
Right.
And if you continue to work like that, it's ultimately going to falter.
It's like they're working against each other versus together, right? I love that.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Alexis?
I think friendship, we're besties.
Okay.
Like, we giggle and laugh so much. And I think it's so funny because we're just like, there's no way that other people do this.
Right.
Like, we don't think that people are best friends with their partners. We think that they're just partners. Yeah,
That's
like
great.
convenient at like the right time in life. But we were friends before we were anything. We knew each other for 4 years in high school. We were in the same friend group. And we didn't start dating until college. So, like, we've always been friends.
That's wonderful. So you knew him as a friend and you saw him take someone else to the prom?
I did. It was like one of my old best friends he took to the prom, Michaela.
Yeah, we're just friends though.
We're
just friends.
Well, that is so interesting. So I'm trying to think of something that I want before we move to the next section, if I have any lasting questions. So I'm going to just do a summation of what I heard you say. Okay. For the camera. So basically, their secret sauce of what they're saying is what I heard you all say is really the keys to successful marriage is number one, communication. And communicate early. Don't let things build up, So it's little things. If something's bothering you, share with each other because no one can read each other's mind, right? I think I heard you say also that you were friends and that you guys actually not just love each other, but you like each other. I think that is so cool.
That's funny.
And then I also heard you say set clear expectations. And did you guys go to premarital counseling?
We went to premarital counseling. And I will say to add one more thing that just came to mind as well.
Sure.
Do what works for y'all. Because at the end of the day, it's y'all two laying in that bed at the end of the day.
I love that. Now, this is please say that again into the camera.
I got you.
Please, that's so important.
My secret sauce that just came to mind was, at the end of the day, do what works for y'all, because ultimately, that's all that matters. So I gave an example. We got married last year in Mexico. Very small wedding. Was it 14 people? 13, 14 people. And that's what worked for us. And we would have hurt a lot of feelings, this, that, and the third. We did wind up having a reception here.
Right.
But we had the intimate wedding in another country because we decided that's what we wanted.
There you go.
So that's kind of something that we've always done was what works for us, because ultimately that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Now, that is so profound. And the reason I love that is because that's also biblical. One of the things that the Bible tells us is we're supposed to, as you're to become one, you're getting to know each other. Now, it's sometimes I've seen friends have problems with this where you've seen successful parents, and that's great. You definitely want to have parents as a role model. But at the end of the day, you might not have the same dynamics, So that's the beauty about marriage. You can set your own game plan, and you have to do that, because I just see so many people. I love it if they have good role models in their life, but let's just say mom was a stay-at-home mom, but now you're married to a doctor or whatever. And it comes to cooking. Well, to me, it's, who should cook? Who has the ability to cook?
Leverage.
When should we cook? Whoever gets home first.
Exactly. Exactly.
Or if you have the budget, just go out.
Right.
So sometimes little things, they're having deal breakers over things that you can just work on.
I always see on social media people talking about what they would and wouldn't do. I'm like, that's some single people conversation.
Exactly.
Whoever needs to take out the trash real quick.
Yeah.
It ain't no big deal.
Oh my God.
Whoever need to wash the dishes, whoever need to cook, whoever need to grab this.
It's not a big deal.
We don't even
think about it. It's a partnership.
We don't put thought into it. We don't even think about it. We just do it.
And I love that. And now I can say this, that generally, when you do get married, you may have expectations in your mind, even if you didn't talk about them. And you need to, talk about it. But I love that you guys have adapted. Like if you're living by yourself, and I love that you had a chance to live by yourself, Alexis. So if you're living by yourself as a woman, yes, you take out your trash and everything. However, now sometimes we have to also be mindful that men like to feel needed. Because I have, I guess, hurt people's feelings, like I'm doing too much. It's like, well, gosh, give me a chance to do it.
Right, right.
So, but if it's a source of contention, I like that you all saying, you're not going to say, okay, well, I know James said he's going to take the trash out when he get home from work or whatever, but I'm here, I'm not doing anything. It's only 2 hours. I'm just going to take it out. It's not a big deal.
Not a big
and
deal.
I think when we broke up, when we were younger, one of the reasons was because I was too independent.
You were too independent?
Yeah, I lived by myself. We were long distance for so long. Like I knew how to do everything take out the trash, go take my car to the dealership, get an oil change, like all of the things that people want other people to do for them. And so when he moved back into town, like I didn't know how to like ask him to do things because I had done everything for myself.
Exactly.
And everything I hadn't done for myself, my dad had done for me.
There you go.
So it's like giving him the time and space to like have acts of kindness in my favor. I didn't know how to do that.
Right.
And so it was like a point of argument. It's like, dude, chill. Like, let me do this for you. And I didn't know how to do it.
Right. That is such a good point. And what I was trying to say, and I don't like the word independent because we all need each other. And that's just, we're relational. That's how God intended. But I like self-sufficient. So I've always related to myself as a self-sufficient person, but it is important that what Alexis just said is a lot of times someone's love language is acts of kindness. And women, we can be self-sufficient, but we do need to allow the man the opportunity to provide acts of kindness for us, right?
Right.
And does that make you feel better as a man when you can do certain things for your woman?
For sure. Yeah, that used to be a little point of contention, right. I would say. It definitely would, because I hated when she would do stuff and struggle with something that I could do so easily.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one of those things where I'm here to help. Let me help you.
I love that.
And vice versa. Because I do the same thing and she can help me so easily.
Right.
So we've learned that too and are still learning as well.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, so we're adding that to our secret sauce. Acts of kindness. And remember, the ultimate thing is you get to set your own rules in your marriage. Okay?
For sure.
Okay. Well, now we're going to segue over to our next round. It's called the lightning round. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask you a few questions and you don't have to think about it, but who does it apply to? Who's typical to it? Like, for instance, who cooks the best?
Me.
Alexis.
Okay. Who's better with finances?
James.
Yeah. Okay.
Me.
Who's more romantic?
Me.
Okay.
When I want to be.
Yes.
Yeah, when I'm in that mode, I'm good. I'm great.
That is very true.
Okay.
Yeah, but on a day-to-day, she got it. Just when I'm just so busy and all my mind's always running. But when I'm like, all right,
when
forget all that.
Stops to take a second.
Like I'll just let me get her some flowers and a little card just saying I love you just because it's Wednesday.
Oh, see, that's so sweet and so thoughtful. So you got to have more days like that.
I know.
Okay?
I know. I agree.
So, because that goes a long way.
It does.
It really does. So, who plans the best date nights?
James.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's very thoughtful.
I am good. I am good. I guess I don't think about it. I just do it.
He's
I'm
so
good.
thoughtful.
I am good.
Well, so what's one of the best date nights that comes to mind that he's planned, Alexis? If you think of something he's done really special for you.
Our engagement was really special.
Oh.
So we had been dating for 7 years when we got engaged, and he proposed on 7/7.
Look in the
July
camera and say
7th.
that. You better tell him that.
Oh.
Yeah, you better tell him that. You better stop playing.
James wants you to give him his props. What did he do for engagement?
We got engaged on 7/7 on the 7th year that we had been dating. And a couple weeks prior to getting engaged, we were in the car with his mom and we were passing Canoe. I was like, oh my God, I've always wanted to go there. Like, it's so cute. But he was doing something, so I don't think he heard me. And then we got engaged at Canoe. He took me to Canoe before they opened, and like they walked me out to the garden, and he got down on one knee and he proposed. And then our parents popped out of the back, so like our families were there, and then we had breakfast at Canoe.
Keep going.
And then we went to Houston's for a cocktail afterwards, and then we came home. And there was like 40, 50 people in our house. And we live in a townhouse, so our garage is on the bottom floor. So we walked up the stairs to the main level. 40 people like, congratulations. And we had this like day-long party at our house with like all of our friends. It was so perfect.
Wow.
So thoughtful.
Now that's the way you propose.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we proposed on 7/7. on the 7th year we've been together, and 7 is number completion.
I was going to say
that's our number.
that. Yep.
That's our number. And then we got married on 7/7 the next year as well.
Yeah.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that so nice?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you walked into, after you got married, you were ready for your 8. That's new beginnings.
Oh.
I love that.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to then go to our last segment that I really love. And this is called, get this here.
Uh-oh.
It's a little heavy. The connection bowl. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So in this bowl, there are going to be 2 questions. They're little prompts. And it's just going to ask you something that one of them may be something you just said, I don't know. But it's just, there are things that's going to allow you to reflect or have some fun with each other. So both of you get to pick one and answer what the question says. So who wants to go first?
Alexis can go first.
Oh, okay. I'll go first. I'll take that one on the bottom.
Okay. So read it out so we'll know what it says and what you're answering.
Over the years you've shared together, what is a moment when you feel especially proud of your spouse?
Okay, her question says, can I see it so I can make sure that they know what you're answering? Over the years you shared together, what's a moment when you felt especially proud of your spouse?
It's just so many, y'all. She can't even think.
I'm always proud of him.
She literally is.
That makes me sick. More recently, probably the top 10%. Like that was like expected, but I was just like so nice to see like the award ceremony and like his name in the
you gotta tell them what
you said. Sorry. James was recently recognized as the top 10% realtor by the Atlanta Real Estate Association. And there was an award ceremony earlier this year. And I feel like that is amazing. Moment.
And that's amazing because that's just not top 10 within our office. That is within our entire, Atlanta metropolitan region. So that is a huge success. Yeah. And that's great. Oh, go James Kirklin third.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Describe one of your favorite shared memories in detail. Still our wedding from last year.
Oh,
that was the best week of my life.
It was.
Aww.
So what we did was we went on a Saturday, got married on a Monday because that was July 7th. And we stayed until Wednesday. We had the best time. We're getting to detach from the world for a few days. It's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And I was still working deals.
Yeah.
I'm still working deals. But you couldn't post anything. We told people don't post anything because, hey, this is a secret. So we were coming back that Saturday to basically say, hey, we're married. People thought that they were coming to a wedding on that Saturday, but we just had a reception.
Beautiful.
So we basically surprised them and said, hey, we got married. So we had a videographer turn around a quick teaser within the span of 3 days. And it was just great because we were able to play the video in our cocktail hour at our wedding. It was what they thought they were coming to.
Right.
But back to the original question, I mean, just from the boat party that we had the first night we were there to just enjoying my granddad and my mom just hugging on the boat and just having a good time. Like it was crazy. It just makes you want to, be able to have that type of moment over and over and over. It makes you want to recreate it.
That is great. That's really great. So do you think that you'll do something big like that at 5 years or 10 years? Or
to start, we're going to Napa this year with her parents, her sister, and my mom. We're going to do a family vacation in California in wine country. So, but Alexis says we want to go to Turks.
With all of our family.
We like Turks.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
It'd be nice to kind of recreate something similar to that. It'll be hard to ever, one-to-one recreate it. But as far as just having all the people that we love in our life in one place, there's nothing you can put a price on that.
Absolutely.
You can't put a price on it.
That is beautiful.
I also want to say, we stayed in one house with everybody in Mexico. So it was all of our families, all of our friends in one house for 5 days straight. And I think that time was just so special because everyone always says your wedding is special because you'll never be in the same place with all those people until you die, if you've ever thought about that. And so when we were in Cabo with 13 of our favorite people, that was just so special. And it just makes you realize how loved you are. And so ever since that trip, I've been wanting to treat my parents my dad's been going through some health issues.
Sure.
And so I want to live every day with him. And like his mom is like recently divorced, I would say, or like past couple of years. And like she is living her life like a 30-year-old. Like she's living her best life. And it's like so lovely to see.
Right.
But it's like she gave so much to her children. And so it's nice to give back to her and like take her with us on these amazing like trips that we get to have. So like we definitely want to do Napa this year. But I want to take everyone to Turks before we like have our first kid so we can start enjoying each other because life is short.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
Is.
I love that you're thinking. So family, I can tell, really plays a big role in your life.
Bigger.
How many siblings do you have?
Just one sister.
Just one sister?
Older sister.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, James?
I have 2 younger sisters. I say I had to learn how to appreciate family, and her family really did that to me because they just love each other so much. We kind of grew up 5 roommates in one house, I'd say. It was mom, dad, sister, me, all in our rooms. Kind of one of those things where we just kind of were going through the motions, I'd say. But her family showed me what family looks like and the family functions and the Christmas parties and the family vacations. I mean, it's like, it made me think like, okay, what I saw growing up doesn't have to be my reality. And I want to recreate what I see as my example.
I love that.
And better.
Now, I love that. And it's very interesting because I meet people and sometimes they get stuck on how they were raised if they didn't like it. But I'm like, the beauty about it is because God is so faithful that whatever we miss, he still will place it in our lives. And then we can choose if the life we want. If there was something in your past that you didn't necessarily like, you don't have to recreate that.
Exactly.
You recreate your own. You know, that's what exposure does. And when you're exposed to something different, if that's what you enjoy, that's what you can implement.
You only have one life to live. It's so funny. When the first time I ever met Sherman, I don't know what we were talking about, but I said, you only live once. He said, no, you only die once. You live every day. And that was good.
Oh my, that's the Sherman in our office?
That was it, yes.
Go Sherman.
Exactly,
okay?
exactly. But no, that was a great thing because you live every single day and you get to choose how you want to live.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what we just have kind of really lived. We lived, but we haven't even started. That's what's so exciting that we haven't even started our process.
Well, I am excited for you. And on our closing note, it's interesting that you just said that because that was our Easter message from our pastor is live. The whole purpose of why Jesus died on the cross is for us to live, not just wait till you get to heaven to have, that says how in my house, there's many mansions. No, live now, do what you want because God died. Jesus died so we could have an abundant life. And that means now. So it's interesting that you said live because that was his basically call to action to us is to live. Okay.
I love that.
So thank you all so much for being on the podcast today. You brought the fire.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate that. So I want to say to you all, thank you so much for rocking with us again today. Remember, we drop an episode of the Choosing Love Again podcast on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month. And remember, it is not enough to find the right person. We must become the right person. Bye.